Hello, I am Alaji Jamasware. Welcome to the Gloden Bee Revolution. This is our episode 31. Coming along this month, we are dedicated to a celebration of focus on COVID-19 impact news on tertiary institutions. Like, I was surprised like how long there are so many things me and Corona Brandika, especially that has to be with Corona. But is the government really prepared to put a mechanism to live with Corona? Well, I'm question to the bill and I mean, bring the back in the animal like COVID-19. Now, tertiary institutional effect. None of them come like business and to live connecting with one affected data. But to know more about this, you can click on Start TV the page the following show follow and also on Gloden Bee Revolution. Then we began for coming along and navigating ka avoid purka challenges sort of from the feminist side level ka for women and celebrated in the Gambia here and we don't give them the power. So I want to wear that kind of shoot where I will celebrate them. Having an introduction from the right hand side now on the left hand side but first also we will obey the laws of careful, ladies and gentlemen. So I go with you, young lady.
Alright, thank you very much. My name is Joy Mama and I'm CEO Megaki Consultancy and Marketing Agency and we've been operational since 2016, 27 June. So apparently we are 4 years, 3 months, 3 weeks old in business and we're very delightful to be on board to discuss with Mr. Sumare.
Thank you so much. I come from I call him my grandson, I call him my son, I call him all kind of names, but I allow you to say yourself before I go.
Thank you, son, for the introduction. My name is Boubacar Bari, CEO Smart Technologies and Principal Smart Professional College. Thank you so much. We are glad to be here.
I'm so happy for having you on board here. This will be a quick reminder. Smart Professional College is a college that is found in a partnership with the Gloden Bee Revolution. If I will say much, I will say Gloden Bee Revolution is born in Smart Professional College. This is a college that never belittled what we are doing, gave us all the power that we are to stand as an institutions, and today thank God we're celebrating our 31st episode. I have a lot of things for Smart Professional College, but just expressions or saying with words will not satisfy. But Smart Professional College is the first college that has given us a power to celebrate 10 people we picked from the streets who are lost dreamers at our college, who are people who don't even know what they want to study. But because of the trust from Smart Professional College, they gave us a guide to invite these 10 people to study at the Smart Professional College based on the level which is level 1 on ICT. And thank God today we have someone who even exempt from that state to go forward. This is the Gloden Bee Revolution, and it's been celebrated on this issue not because we did it, but because Smart Professional College did it. Thank you so much, Smart Professional College. We wish we have lots of institutions in the Gambia here that will realize the potential that people are having, but because some of them are from less privileged homes, they are having some other things to handle, but they could not manage the educational side, but you have been there. And I think this is so beautiful that not only 10 people have been sponsored from the Gloden Bee Revolution, but you've been given a free ICT classes to people to study. I think this is very, very beautiful, but I will give you the chance to say more on this because I am not too very good to explain some of the things that the Gloden Bee Revolution has achieved, but all these achievements comes because the Smart Professional College empowered us. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I would love to start my first one with her, then I come to you. But coming along in drama, to be coming to the pour coming kacha wala COVID-19 na impact la na tasare institutional karola min ka na nyin karamu balla karotila man tada na fana ko tan kala na dinna la falang ay mun tinyaro la ke na firo la karotala. So first la malaf la pour ka atay min ka na new guest in the message to talk about if you talk about the COVID-19, we've seen so many impacts it have caused, and I knew like a business that started from 2016 up to date, you've been having a scale of like rising. It's been going up if you get at that, and drastically you've seen it's going down and down and down and down. What must have been the problem here?
Okay, thank you very much for having me on your show. First, I must say congratulations to a very resilient and independent man that have given opportunities to most of young, privileged, underprivileged people to, engage in technology. Because technology, with the coming of COVID-19, it has really shown us that we need technology now more than ever. Coming to Mega Key Consultancy and Marketing Agency, we're very proud to say we've trained about 20 people from 4 continents in on how to become a successful entrepreneur. And in the process of doing all of these engagements, it actually spurred because of COVID-19. So we would say that if you look at the graph of our existence, like we mentioned off camera, you would see that we had a decline over the years, and suddenly the COVID-19 popped in and we started ascending in business. So for us, our business, we'll say that COVID-19 brought positive changes, positive adaptation to what we do, to how we perceive things, and to new opportunities that we get. Because they say that for every circumstance, you must see an opportunity in it. That's what makes us entrepreneurs, and that's why we train people on how they become successful entrepreneurs. And in that vein as well, we also see that most young, old, and the middle class have realized the economical factors of how they lived their lives. Before COVID-19, you could see a lot of events going on, and fast forward, as the ailment started increasing, you could see a lot of decline in the amount of activities that we get, the amount of programs, game days, weddings that we attend, and all of that. And I think it's very positive. Why do I say this? We have now become financially disciplined. Because initially, you want to call an entire crowd. But this is not the case anymore, because you're realizing that as we grow older, situations change, ceteris paribus, So discipline is one key thing. If there's anything we've learned during this procedures of COVID-19, I would say we've learned how to be disciplined. I say we've learned how to adapt to technology. We have also been able to ginger up on our activities on becoming better individuals, because post-COVID-19, if you are not prepared, a lot of things are gonna go sour, because then you have lagged behind, you have limited education during the process, you have either diminished in terms of the knowledge that you have acquired, so you may not be very competitive in the market. So now is the time that you prepare yourself, look through the lens of positivity, and let the negative not take over your rightful place. Over to you.
Oh, that's very beautiful. I come to you, smart professional college, and someone will be like, a college? What are they teaching? What is their area of interest? And someone will be like, smart professional college, is that college in the Gambia? Let's clear that first. Why smart professional college, and what do you do?
Okay. We've been engaged in training, most importantly ICT or digital literacy training, since 2007. Over the years, we realized that there are a lot of misconceptions in terms of what is IT. You see series of institutions, tertiary education institutions jumping all over the place, coming up with fancy, beautiful names of diploma, advanced diploma in information technology. And you realize most of these candidates go through these processes multiple times, and still they don't have the anticipated success that they were thinking they will get from IT. IT is one of the most important careers in the world. But what we realize over the years of our engagement in education is like there's a lot of disorganized and lack of career guiding and coaching process in the entire Gambian education system. We started doing it pro bono with few of our students to at least sit them down, say, okay, what do you want to study? Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? A couple of them were able to at least know what they want, but they don't know how to get there. So we tried to draw a career map for them. And over the years, we realized all these students were able to excel in technology, not only going to different schools and doing different courses that mean the same thing, but they were able to take a straight path to where they want to be. And one of our companies employed the individual later. I just had one session with him, pro bono. His uncle referred him to me.
Okay.
2 years down the line, the same company employed him where he was doing the training. We had a meeting and I was part of the board. The guy said, "Did you recognize me?" I said, "No." He said, "I was the one who came here for the career advice and then you advised me and I did that and luckily I was able to do this." So I realized, no, it's not about the students or the schools. It's about getting a program that will give people a career path. No matter how short or long it is, it will get them to where they want to be. Then we came up with a partnership with different institutions, Islamic Online University, Bottrop Senior Secondary Schools, and a couple of institutions to say, okay, we are launching a career coaching program. I think we call it Smart Apprenticeship and Career Development.
I went to it, yeah.
Then, that was 2016.
Yeah.
And we put people through that. We realized it's very beneficial. Actually, we had more demand than we could take from those institutions. That prompted us from renting our own space to say, okay, let's do it. We can do the courses, because initially what we used to do, if you want to be a system engineer, you have to do this course, this course, this course, and you will do it within 2 years or 1 year. You will get to this level where you can get employment. And we make it clear to them that diploma in IT application in most cases will not get you an employment. It's just something that you need to do whatever you want to do in the future. So when we did that, we realized that a lot of people are coming for it, and then it was very good for their career. Actually, they know what they want to do, and they're going to spend less because they're not going to repeat the same thing over and over. And we said, if we can do this professional advice and we can do it better, why can't we come up with a full package of professional training? That is when the idea of Smart Professional College came, and luckily we were able to secure a series of partnerships that will guarantee quality training, global standard, to wherever the individual wants in terms of professional training. And we also went to the vocational training. We have this partnership with ABMA, which is a UK-based certification. We have Certiport, we are the National Certiport Education Solution Provider, where globally all these big institutions are now taking their program as professional sandwich programs in their academic programs. Gone are the days you go to university, you graduate, okay, you have to go do your professional training to be a communication officer in a department. But you can sandwich a professional communication course in your academic program. That student before graduation will be job ready. Some of them secure job before graduation. In the US and UK, for example, they nano their programs. Second year, you can get your career target, and you can get your job while you continue paying your school fee from what you learned from the same school. So this is the idea, and we are not just here for Smart Professional College, but we believe we should work with all other institutions to get the tools they need to get their students where they are supposed to be. Most importantly, just to take an example, is if someone does a professional program year 1 or year 2, by year 3 that person will be able to at least achieve something from what he learned within that same academic institution. If you study entrepreneurship in your first year or second year, by the time you graduate, you might own a business that is $1 million is worth. So this is what we want to encourage, and we want it to go to all institutions. But most importantly, a Smart Professional College, we are doing this, and we want everyone to see that in this generation, you cannot do anything without starting with your literacy. And literacy is not just reading and writing. It's both digital and traditional. You should be able to read and write in at least one language, but you should be able to also do it properly in any technology environment, which is the digital literacy aspect. And we are here to pioneer it, but we are not here to at least monopolize it. We want all institutions to have it. It's there. What you can do in 6 months traditionally with virtual learning and interactive program that we have, you can do it in less than 2 months. Actually, at the college, we proved that. An IT program that used to take 6 months, kids are doing it 2 months during this COVID, because we transitioned to a virtual learning platform, and they can do it. All these programs, we have them we have it in virtual, in entrepreneurship, we have it in communication skills, we have it in series of programs that are more than 27 programs currently.
Interesting.
Okay, looking at it from this angle, I think COVID-19 struck the world out of surprise. But you see in Western countries, like you talk of some giant countries in the world, in the Western world, in America and some other parts, they their educational system is not well affected because of, I think, the technology awareness. What do you think the government could do, or do you think it's still late that the government need to empower the institutions that are teaching technology, where we can install this into our educational system from early stage? Because I am not fortunate to attend a computer classes when I was in the primary school. Then I went to junior school. Then I was only lucky to start at grade 8. Then it's discontinued. I went to senior school. I just did it for only grade 10. Grade 11 it was not available. Is there any remedy to this? So that we could be prepared to tackle any time we cannot join together for learning, but we can go into visual learning.
Even before COVID, education started changing drastically when it comes to technology.
Okay.
Work itself started changing drastically. COVID just fast-tracked it for us. Our biggest impact or our biggest problem was the readiness. We were not ready. The infrastructure was not ready. The technology aspect was not ready. Even the policy level, they were not thinking tech already. You go to certain countries, they virtualize everything within this COVID. Take Nigeria as an example. The whole government was virtually virtualized during this COVID. The cabinet meetings, all this, yes. So the infrastructure was there. Those countries will have 3 fiber cables as gateway. The internet speed will not be an issue, and internet cost will not be an issue. One of the greatest bottlenecks, or the biggest bottlenecks in the Gambia, is data cost. You are doing digital marketing. How many people can follow you? If you can do proper digital marketing and people have data, don't mind traditional marketing, because you can boost something to 100,000 Gambians within a week or so.
Yeah.
But how many of them will have access to data and the like? They said the African have to give them something to spend their money on when it comes to internet. You have to give them good quality content. You have to give them reason to go online, because data is expensive.
Yeah.
So for us, I believe we can do a lot. A friend of mine used to say, we are busy teaching our kids how many legs does a cockroach have, while other countries are busy teaching technology.
Yeah.
And we still want to compete these people in the global market.
Absolutely.
So I believe programming language, IT is just like a language. If you want to wait until you are an adult and start studying language, it's too late.
Sure.
You can start at your early age, where you are very accepting to adopt. So from 4 to 16 is a very good age for you to introduce any child to any language. And programming languages, coding is no different. It's just another way of teaching mathematics with fun. We have the example of it. We used to have people Saturdays, kids. They are supposed to go home at 12. These kids will be fighting with their parents that they don't want to go home. So this is how they are. And this
they haven't thought about it.
Complex things. But they don't want to go home. They don't want to continue doing it. So for me, we have to be ready for the future from now, taking COVID as an example.
Yeah.
Because the same kids will be competing in the global market as engineers, consultants. Why do we always bring consultants from outside?
Sure.
Because of the capacity. But now our kids also will be doing the same, because we are not preparing them for that level. So I believe we can do it. We have to prepare. We have to just calculate the benefit against the cost. An average engineer in the global market might earn $3,000 per month to $5,000. That's average.
Oh.
If we want to spend a lot of money on our kids from grade 1 to 12, we are not going to spend $200,000 on them when it comes to what they need, the educational content. And that's their 1 month salary when they become an expert, an engineer in the global standard. So I believe we can do it, but I believe IT is everywhere. It's not just the learning aspect. It's our livelihood. Whatever you do now, you're using technology. And all businesses have to look at it, especially during COVID. There is a lot of issues when it comes to reaching out, because the activities are limited. So digital is the way forward.
Wow. That's very beautiful. Digital is the way forward, and we have a digital marketer here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more into the educational perspective of things, because if you look at the genesis of my business, we started off as a marketing agency, which means that over the years we have now overgrown what we were doing to venture into education, because we realized that education is very important to whatever we try to do. You just mentioned how important literacy is. Now, moving to what you said about digital marketing, that how many people have data to follow you. I don't think it's about how many people have data to follow you. I feel that the most significant thing is creating the awareness that this is what's going on, and you need to be in line, you need to be in check, you need to know that this and this and this is what's happening online, because so many people are engaged into things that are not very useful to them. So how do you, the question should have been, how do you cause those people that are focused on things that would not really pay off to coming into your site to see the positivity of what you do? I think that should have been the way forward. For us, what we do at Mega Key Consultancy and Marketing Agency, like I said to you earlier, we had a couple of people trained from 4 continents, and which is the fact, and already we're rolling out for our second batch of students that we're going to be training, because we have trainings, affiliations with some professors from both the Gambia, outside Gambia, Zambia, other parts of Africa, Italy. We try to get the right people at the right time. Like I mentioned earlier during the conversation, that what we do is we try to scout out for the right people. Because while trying to give education, you need to make sure that you're equipping them with the right skill set. You made mention of international standard. If it wasn't for University of the Gambia and a couple of my mentors, I would not be this way. So it means we also have quality education in Gambia. So how do we replicate this and bring disruptive courses that would be very interactive? As you mentioned, that kids would come to your institution and would not want to leave because you have made it in a very disruptive and gamingful way that they will feel comfortable in learning. I mean, I was in one of your courses on, I think you gave a course on, what's it called again? No, it was on, I remember the name now. But anyways, it was basically on, what's it called again? It just skipped my mind, but I'll get back to that. But yeah, but the course, the essence why I brought it up is, it was very interesting to see the number of people. You had over 100 plus or 70 plus in the room that were willing to learn how to study a particular course. I forgot what it's called again. Just escaped my mind. But this is a very important course. When I saw the rollout of the course, I said, oh my God, I really want to be this literate on this particular area, cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah. So in the same vein, we have been inspired by quite a number of programs. We've seen a lot of entrepreneurship programs, but we decided to bring in experts because for us, I'm running over my master's degree in business administration, and in that regards, I have also undergone a couple of trainings on entrepreneurship. I have my observation. The essence of getting into school is to see the knowledge gap, and then you come in to fill it. And I guess that's where we all come in as parties to see that not necessarily needing to monopolize things, but as well creating the right content at the right time for the future generation that will be replicated on a continuous and rigorous manner for us to, create the Africa we want. For us, it's about the Africa we want. We want to be step ahead from what people are usually known for, or our people are usually known for, to a better, tagline to say, this Africa is new Africa. I have a page on social media. It's called Mega Key. I have another page on Mega Key tourism platform, and what we discuss on those platforms are basically disruptive. And all of these I'm mentioning to you have happened during this COVID-19. That is why I'm saying that in 2016, when we started business, I think we were still getting to understand our business environment or the ecosystem of business and get to know the right players at the right time. And in the same vein, we were earning to reinvest into our business. I was the former executive secretary of the Association of Gambia Manufacturers, and my office was harbored at the Ministry of Trade. And during those times, we worked tirelessly to see that we utilize technology to tell people about us and what we do, and I would like to talk about the social impact of COVID-19.
So yeah, we will love to go into that. That will be probably when we come from the short break and we're going, we will go on the impact of it in our society and what are some of the challenges that you are facing despite outside COVID-19, because like in some institutions there is a place where you harbor, and are those people really doing something to lift you out from where you are? So this will help us. I will help you to break down this question when we come back from this short break that we are going. Back, a quick reminder, you're watching the episode 31 of the Gloden Bee Revolution. Coming along with how COVID-19 impacted our tertiary educational system and also in the business of affect me. I hope all your forces and enjoy. We're still going deep into the topic. We want to know how COVID-19 is impacting our society for that near link to our business life and also near and sending a corona system. Well, I can't do jamaat la do corona man soto aman keteng akata asal aman soto still COVID-19 hana to da madron and society tinyam bullale o kana dron alnam fo dema na corona la kundina kele na tan kura miya nan ko fennon abakere ne hanin akara la malon bar abantora kanne o kana dron I will just shift to her again na ka question of kusaka like the COVID-19 has impacted our business in terms of more response to business and also some of our educational system. How has it affected you if you link this to the society's pull out?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sumare. Brilliant question, and thank you once again for having us on the show. And it's affected us in numerous ways, be it positive or negative, as we said earlier. And to looking at a negative perspective of it, you would see that schools, like we're having an MBA program, we're supposed to round up like a month or two ago, but there is delay and there are lapses in communication because nobody knows the exact thing that's going to happen. Even with the virtual courses, yes, we shifted to the virtual classes, which made our lives more easier, really, especially for those that have been working and all of that. But then again, the connectivity, we have low bandwidth whilst using it. Sometimes we cannot really get exactly the right information that we may really need. We may miss out a couple on the way. So yeah, there has been quite a number of problems in terms of our educational system. And I'll also say that in terms of business, it's nice for you to have human relations. The humanistic approach of things is very important because I want to do business with smart media, for instance, and I have to work into smart media, and they need to see me in person in order to either give me an oral interview and then get to know me, get to know my capabilities, get to see everything about me if I am physically challenged or otherwise. All of this would then happen. Now, the other side of COVID-19, there have been a lot of job displacement. Like I mentioned to you, I was the former executive secretary of Association of Gambian Manufacturers. What happened? Job displacement, right? We see a lot of chauvinistic attacks or behaviors on people because of the psychological effects that COVID-19 have had. We also have had a lot of xenophobic problems around. You know, knowingly or unknowingly, these are things that we are affected, with on almost a daily basis thing, Do
you mind we little bit shift from the COVID suit here?
Yeah.
And let's look at it from, or maybe take it from a different lens here.
Okay.
What are some of the problems that is causing a retard in your progress? Other than if you look at it from COVID side.
Okay, thank you. I really like that. I feel, okay, I'm going to be 100% with you, because whilst I was off camera, I was telling you how I'm kind of upset because I feel discriminated because of my background. You know what I mean? And for people that were born, raised in the Gambia, we should be given, opportunities to really grow. If you've realized that we have skill sets, for someone like me, government of Gambia contributed to my success in terms of education. So why would you have to train someone whilst you're not creating opportunity for them? That's a huge problem. And in the same vein, it has given us a lot of psychological disorders, where even if you're within or amongst Gambians, you're not going to feel comfortable because you're always used to that system of not being accepted whenever and wherever you are within and around Gambians.
Meaning you are a stranger in your country.
And these are people I grew up with.
Wow.
These are people I eat and dine with. Sometimes I sit in the room with them. You could see that their actions are really disturbing. You see you're not welcome. Bokulo. Yeah, you understand?
Yeah.
But it's the same vein. Yung explain certain actions. At kado yun yung jam sabor. Ne bokulo. And that is so disheartening. And this COVID-19 has made me realize a lot of negative things I never really took my time to understand, because usually I would just pop in and pop out because work, school, and so forth. But COVID-19 has given us some opportunities to have a little slight engagement with this individual. And you get to know who is who. And especially when you don't see. Now people like us, we are dying of hunger. I'm saying it publicly because I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to pretend like everything is okay. Everything is not okay. Everything is not okay. Because we need to be helped. We are under-marginalized. I know there are marginalized individuals, but we are under-marginalized. Because our origin, yes, under-marginalized. Because, one, like I said, my parents are Nigerians. Okay? Yeah. Born, raised into Gambia society. I know Gambia, that's the only country I know. Although I have so many other things I've done. Everything I've done is Gambian. No changes.
But we have a clause that says born in the Gambia, you're not Gambian. You have right to become a Gambian.
Yeah.
So, okay, a quick one. That you've been subjected to all these, and maybe it is related to because born in the Gambia, not with a common surname of the Gambian, or this other. What is your solution? What do you think? How do you think we can remedy this issue so that you can save yourself and you save anyone else that will be in the same line of what you've been going through?
Perfect question, and I will thank you very much for asking this genuine question. I have worked in a couple of places, and I'm going to put this out. Whilst I was working,
if you keep their names down.
No, but I'm going to say it. There's no hidden thing.
Yeah, I know, but
whilst I was working with Kirfatu, I am mentioning it.
Do you please not mention it?
Yeah, but I'm just going to say, whilst I was working at Kirfatu, I didn't mention anybody's name. I mean, it's an institution. Let's call a spade a spade. Whilst I was working at Kirfatu, I was not treated well. Even though I left, like immediately I finished the show, I have to leave on time. It's a heart-to-heart talk. So that I air out, let me air out, and then you get the facts. I'm not mentioning anybody's name, but we'll mention institutions. Now, whilst I was working there, if I go through some of the pre-videos that we take, I feel discriminated. I sit in their room and I am isolated. You don't expect me to feel comfortable during these times. And when things happen to people like me, nobody asks questions. Why did this happen to this person? Because we are under-marginalized as people. And if the government really wants to mitigate this, they should have a data. They should come and talk to people like us. We need to be very honest with them. Remember, there are tons and tons of Nigerians that are selling in the market. Some of them are teachers. Some of them are students that will end up getting married to each other and decide to settle in the Gambia. And if these issues are not addressed now, it will become a very big problem in the nearest future. Because I am crying every day. I can't eat. I can't feed myself. In a country where I was born and raised, I don't see opportunities. We don't see even our parents that are really thriving are working really hard. My mother had been on the streets of Gambia for like 30 years. There are a lot of opportunities. Those are the type of women the government need to scout out and say, we need to develop you because you have been thriving for 30 years. The longest business that have existed in this country is less than 60 to 70 years, which is Shoaib Madi. So if you have women that are thriving, women that have had children, that have contributed in your sector, let's be honest. They need to, they need to really look into our case.
Okay.
I will have kids tomorrow. And if I have kids, I'm scared. I'm so scared that if I have kids, my children will even face worse than myself.
I'm sure you will not.
This is the fact. I'm not hiding it because my concern is that even whilst at the University of the Gambia, I was to vie for the president of Students' Union. And it was just coined that, your CGPA wasn't up to the score, which was false because I was very honest and genuine to them. As of then, we were using the old grading system, right? And then that was equivalent to the major score they needed. Sensibly, they should have do a transactional activity there to get the accurate figure. But they used that as a stepping stone to kick me out. Why digga, nañ waxante di rek ñun ñëpp a ko bokka, if we are going to do anything, then face fact it, then look into one another's eyes, it's either ngeen bëgg ñu bokka yéen wala ngeen wax ñu shift ñu xam ñun ñu ñoo doxalee suñ life, period.
I know it hurts.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, I know it hurts. It's just rather unfortunate you've been subjected to this that which is heartbreaking, and I try to control you for not mentioning institutions because it may defy the meaning of the show. That's why I try to bring them to you, and I give you an opportunity to talk about how do you think we can control this. It is heartbreaking knowing that you've been bullied in the society where you belong to. It's heartbreaking that you're trying to be equal despite you have all right to be equal with any individual in the country here. But it's rather unfortunate this happened. This will still refer us to a statement where we call not all of us are equal. In a sense that we cannot treat people how they deserve. We have bad people, we have good people, we have coward, we have gentle, we have all kind of living beings. But it was just unfortunate you're subject to that. So I just wanted to give you the opportunity to think about a way out. How can we handle this? How do you think this can end? This should not be a thing that should continue.
I think you
also. Mr. Ray have something for that.
Yes, I think I have to come in here. As far as we are concerned, we have to look at things in a systematic way.
Okay.
If it was happening by individual, culturally it is there. What he's saying is true.
Yeah.
Gambians will walk and say something not even knowing that it might hurt the other side. Who is a Gambian? But maybe a word that you use or something. It's culture sometimes. So we have to sit back and look at this maybe in the educational curriculum and sensitize that, look, this is racist. This statement you are saying, this name you are calling this group, it's a racism or it's whatever. We can call that. It's there. They're not solid or whatever. So the issue is, in solving this, how do we bring awareness about it? Because I know words that Gambian use not knowing. I might even use it not knowing. Which there should be sensitization up there that, look, if you say this, it might hurt a Gambian that you think is, if you are called to, you said this and this is guy is offended or this person is offended, you say, no, I didn't mean that. You didn't mean that, but you said it.
Yeah.
So it's more of a more inclusive strategy, but more of awareness. I believe the civic education should also step in this. These are things that I think is not outside our...
Sometimes I wonder if there is anybody here managing the civic education.
Yes, there is. Now, especially during COVID, they're starting to at least revive. But civic education has not been doing very good because civic education involves a lot of things, political awareness and all that. Yeah. And I don't think our system was ready to create that proper awareness in those areas. But I believe there should be, and then it's not outside our scope. We can just bring it to their attention. Look, this is an issue. Why can't you do a session on this? And we have press union. Media houses can be trained on these things, where they can just put it in and try it, and she's right. We sit in booths, or we say things that the other side or the group that it refers to might not like. So I believe this is the case. For government, in terms of equal treatment, I believe they have to look at Gambians as citizens. From the education sector, from all employment and the like, every Gambian is a citizen and should be treated equally if they have the credential and the abilities to serve their country. So this is what I believe should be done. Once the system starts adopting this, we have a long way to go in terms of our social system. We have a long way to go, but it starts from knowing that there is a problem and we start treating it. I'll just give you an example. I started from the madrasa, and after madrasa I joined Nazareth. You look at, right now madrasas have over 160,000 students, and you look at how private schools, they're all classified as private schools, and they're all under organizations. And you look at a lot of things. I believe there are a lot of groups in the Gambia crying that they are discriminated. We should not take it lightly. We have to look at it and then engage them and see how best to solve these issues, because they might ferment to something bigger, especially when the groups are outside the considered radio sites or where people are looking. It's really important. For me, this is the solution, and it's not outside our purview. We can engage the entities that we think can start the advocacy. Everything starts with advocacy. Once you start with the advocacy, the rest will be done. And as far as social media is concerned, the Gambians can listen and they can hear you.
If I am to give you this opportunity here, as knowledgeable in terms of technology and also the educational system in the Gambia here. Here's the Minister of Education in front of you. What message do you have to send to them so they can remedy our educational system?
Okay, I will like to treat education as they are in the country is divided into two. That is, you have basic and secondary, and you have higher education. Unfortunately, we, the Tibet institution, are really disappointed with the Ministry of Higher Education. A lot of communication is being done, at least to look at what is affecting the tertiary education, the skills education, what is happening there during COVID, and still now not a single reply yet to the Tibet organization. So that's one. I believe there's more to be done there. But what we look at is the basic education is doing a lot. And when it comes to the policy directions, initially was mass enrollment. The goal was to get everyone at school. Let everyone be within the education age be in the school. That is achieved. Now the other sector that they have to work hard in is quality. And quality cannot go without relevance. So I believe the relevance needs a radical change. It's not, once you graduate from grade 12, you have a lot to face outside. So I believe we have to bring most of this technology education within the school system, and I believe we have to try to make education more fun for kids and take care of their educational needs at the grassroots. All the dropouts, all the students not being serious about education is the failure of the primary education. The objective of the primary education is to make the student interested in education. That's the first step. Once you do that, the rest of the levels are easy. They will do that for them by themselves. So the biggest problem we face is, especially if you are an employer, you will see people lacking a lot of basic problem solving skills, critical thinking skills. So this is a problem. That's why even entrepreneurs or employers and the like are really fed up in the Gambia. Employers, if you ask them, interview them about the candidates they are having, they will tell you. So one of the most important things is to bring soft skills. They call them transversal skills in our education system. Critical thinking, problem solving, emotional intelligence. These are all important in our education system. It's the skills that is important. I believe 100% that vocational education or STEM should be included from primary to higher education. And I believe we were in a workshop when these curriculums are being developed, where vocational education will be introduced in schools, because I know a lot of students drop out because We have all been saying it. You get stuck in a calculation or a mathematics equation. You say, when will I be applying this? We all said it.
Or be like,
yes.
I hate maths.
Yes, when will I be applying this? Not knowing that if you introduce professional certification or skills education, that person will be calculating those angles in real life while trying to do his woodwork or metal work or whatever course he's doing at the high school or junior school. So the question of when will I be applying this will go, but let's know that the priority over health, over anything else is education, because a well-educated person will be able to do a lot of preventive measures for his health and safety. So I believe education is number one. And if you look at all the Asian tigers, all the big countries that were transformed, did it through education. All of them. So we cannot transform the Gambia without going back to the education sector and look at it from the drawing board. I believe even the curriculum relevance will be looked at. But most importantly, you might not have the resources to overhaul everything. Start by introducing just skills and career education at school. Over the years, you will be able to transform all the other ones. This is what the US is doing. They have federal funding for a program called Career and Technical Education. And all schools are eligible, federal government funded for all the schools that can apply for these programs. And they're doing it. Later, we want our kids to compete, those students, at university or in the global market. So the chances, the balance will tilt. So I believe you have to look at education from both sides. Higher education should finance TVET education. The problem is, if we say TVET, it's expensive. It's not like you're going to Nusrat paying 6,000 for the year or something. If you go to a TVET, it's more expensive than that. So TVET, the equipment they will need, the practicals they will need is very expensive. It's professional training. So mostly students cannot afford it. So we have to create a TVET fund where students can go, get money and sponsor their education. People with the grade 12 with me, per se, how many of them did their tertiary education through and are professionals now? How many are dropped out because they cannot afford it? Most people drop out from tertiary education because they cannot afford it. If we can do free education up to grade 12, it's the responsibility of the Minister of Higher Education to take it from grade 12 to at least HND. Free education up to HND. So and they can sponsor it, they can create a levy for it, and countries are doing it. In average, Malaysia, you take an education loan, you pay it over 4 years. In most cases. That's the average. So I think countries are doing it. No one can sponsor higher education in its totality. So education loan is an option, education levy is an option, and believe me, all the people we see loitering on these streets, if they are trained in series of skill sets, they will be able to do it. Gambians like to travel. Why can't we copy the strategy of Philippine of labor export? I work with a Filipino. Edgar, most of my friends know him. He was part of the Filipino labor export strategy. In 2017, they made $33 billion from that.
Wow.
Labor export. Go on to and look at this marine, even NAVEC, most of these engineers, you see Filipinos. So because they have a strategy for it, the country so that the people like to travel, they build the capacity and they help them travel. If we have all the Gambians outside remitting money as skilled laborers, we would have a different story now. They are pumping money. But what is their skill level in those countries? So let's make sure the next wave going there will be in the skill level. They will be experts there. So we can do it, we can afford it, government can afford it. I believe if you create even on levy on fuel or whatever, we are creating levies on different things. Sport levy.
Education levy.
Yes, sport levy is being taken. Why can't you introduce something like that just to give? HND will not cost a student here $25,000.
Absolutely.
So they can afford it, and even if it is a loan, they can pay. Yes.
Less than 14,000 kilometers square, less than 3 million people. Why are we not winning? Why are we not doing it? Singapore did it, Bahrain did it, Qatar did it. Why not the Gambia when we have all the resources? Finally, I will give you the chance to speak to the government. Speak to the government and speak to the government. I hope this makes sense to you.
Okay. Thank you very much again, Mr. Sumare. their government. I speak on behalf of so many people like myself that do not have a voice, that do not have the opportunity to be right in front of camera to speak to you. Our parents are crying. Our children are starving. We have no hope for tomorrow. We have no opportunities. The doors are closed against us. We have brilliant people. We can contribute our quota towards national development. Some of us are already doing it. You can support us. Even if you don't want to bring us closer, we are good with that. But create an open door so that your children outside would benefit from what you have sown, because over time we'll all become leaders of different nations. Please sow the seed of hope, sow the seed of togetherness, oneness, unity amongst all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are really happy to be here in this program, per se. And this is an opportunity, and I believe what we all have to do is to start looking at our people, our youths, our young ones as opportunities, not liabilities. Once we start doing that, we have more than gold, we have more than oil, we have all of it in our youths. Anyone who, those producing these programs, those doing this, it's your skill set.
Sure.
This over time will grow and the expertise will come and we'll achieve whatever we want to achieve. But the opportunity is in our people, not what we are mining or other resources. The resources we need to focus on is the human resources.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I have your final statement, Michaels.
Okay, I want to say please follow Mega Key Marketing Agency on Facebook to know more of what we do. And we're rolling out a free webinar on how to become a successful entrepreneur. We have Dr. Willem and we have a young enthusiast from Italy, Yosavi, that will be taking on digital marketing. Already we'll be training 100 students from University of Ibadan. So dear Gambians, please leverage on the opportunity. Education is power. It takes you places, it turns your life around. So hope to see you there. So if you want more information, contact 725-8560, 725-8560, or email us at joynwamah@gmail.com, joynwamah@gmail.com. Thank you.
Finally, it's the final part of the show where the Gloden Bee Revolution gives opportunity to come here, show your talent, what you think can develop the Gambia. Even if drinking is your talent, come to the Gloden Bee Revolution. We will help you to get to your dreams. Stop the stereotyping. We are all equal. Be it you come from the planet Pluto and you come to stay in the Gambia here, born in the Gambia here, to build the Gambia, let's join hands and empower anyone that is living in the Gambia here to build the Gambia, so we put it on the higher heights. We can put the Gambia on the strongest ladder. We can compete with America. We can compete with London, Singapore, you name the countries, because it takes only a human resource to do it and not an aliens. We are human, they are human, we can do it. Support our educational system, invest in our educational system, we will do Gambia for you. Bye from us, till next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.